Anin, Jimaganish Indigenous Gods. I think today that we should talk about toxic people. Um, in recovery, you're kind of fragile, not like all the time, but having toxic people around you isn't, emotionally healthy for you. Um, and yeah, I've been through this myself. Being further along in recovery, if somebody's being toxic, it doesn't take much for me to cut them off. But if you're new to recovery and maybe you've been dealing with these toxic people for a long time and you don't even realize that that's what's going on. So let's start with identifying toxic people. Those are people that constantly bring you down, make you feel like you're unworthy, perhaps. They'll try to manipulate your behaviors, try to guilt you into things, gaslight you. Um, and they rarely respect your boundaries. And there can also be somebody who just makes you feel uncomfortable. And if their presence tends to cause stress and anxiety, negative emotions, um, those are most likely toxic traits. They may also encourage you to do things that aren't entirely healthy. They, might want you to stray from your recovery path or get you to do things like, hey, let's go to a casino or, anything like that. Because if you're in recovery, you're in a good place. So some of the strategies for eliminating toxic people is, you can go totally cold on them and delete them from phone contacts, block them from social media. Establish good, healthy boundaries. It never really hurts to tell somebody that, hey, I don't care for this. I don't care for the way you're talking to me. I don't care for the way you're treating me. And and there's nothing wrong with that. That's standing up for yourself. And what you should do is seek support, because what I'll do a lot of times is, when it's coming down to a boundary issue with the toxic person, I'll go back to my sober network and I'll ask, is it just me, or or am I justified in feeling this way? Um, and a little feedback's always good about that. Just make sure that you're on the right path. And sometimes it can't always be easy, especially if you're new to recovery. You're the best thing you're going to do is you can't hang around the people you're partying with. Uh, because they're not on the same path as you. And I've even, found out that, some people I used to party with, now that, we're both in recovery, we really don't have that much in common. So, just some things to think about. Now, in lieu of, you're going to remove toxic people, what what you want to be doing is building up that sober support network. And, a good way to do that, attend meetings. Not all meetings are for everybody. That's just, some food for thought there. I used to do meetings for a while. I don't do them so much anymore. I've got enough close sober friends where if I really need to reach out to somebody, I have somebody there for me. Making new connections, do some volunteer work, volunteer in your community. That's a great way to, just meet some like really super down to earth people that, they're willing to give of themselves and they don't put themselves in front of other people. Um, Take up new hobbies. I just recently started drawing again. If you're a friend on my page, you've seen some of the pictures I've been doing. I've been doing it for about a month, but new hobbies, always a good thing. Um, Another thing, I'm speaking mostly to a Native American audience. Go hit them ceremonies. Go to a sweat. Go to big drum. Go to any kind of ceremony. Go to powwows. They're good for you. They're good for your spirit. Everybody's sober there, and those are good people to meet also. And also just stay committed to your recovery. You're worth every last second and every last ounce of energy that you put into your recovery. What you're going to end up with in recovery is something that's well worth having. It's going to be a better relationship with yourself, with your kids, with your family. That is really something that you want to do. And stay close to the Creator. Put that tobacco out every day. And you don't necessarily even have to pray for anything. You just tell the Creator thanks. I know I'm glad to be alive. Back in addiction, there's many times circumstances or the chemicals I was taking could have ended my life. So I think that's what I wanted to cover right now. But it's really important. Toxic people just aren't good for you. Sometimes it's going to be a little hard because they might be family members, close friends, lifelong friends. You're not on the same path, and if you're in that recovery path, that has to be first and foremost for you. So, until next time, Gigawabman.